how did you come up with the stats for the enemies? How do you balance them out?
Okay, what I usually do, and this is also for the heroes and also for the main character, I have 3 sets of stats. I have the mean average stat, which is right in the middle of the range, the lower end and the upper end. And then when I have created the adventure, or in the process of creating the adventure, I pick 3 scores and make a note of them. Do that all the way through till I've completed the adventure. Then go back to the beginning. And part of the testing is playing the game with all of those scores: 1 low, 1 medium, 1 high. And then I see if there's a problem. If it's usually, as you could imagine, is the low too low? Is the high too high? Is the medium just about right to get a challenge and for it to feel like they've achieved something when they get it right? But it is an imprecise science because on top of that, as you know, you get extra disciplines, you get extra bonuses, and they have to be taken into account. Now, the one major problem I've got, of course, is that you, as the Kai Lord, as Lone Wolf, Einsamer Wolf, you've got this fantastic sword. You've got the Sommersword. You've got this blade of the gods. You know, the sword of the sun. That's a hell of that's one hell of a weapon you start off with, and it's one hell of a difficulty for a games designer to cope with that power weapon. So I thought, now the best thing I can do is, realistically, if you're armed with this super weapon, I need to figure out what's the downside of having this weapon. Okay, we know the upside, pretty hard to beat in combat. What's the downside? Well, the downside is it screams to all the enemy that you're there, and you take it out of the scabbard, suddenly everything that is evil knows you're there. It's a bit like the Eye of Sauron, you know, and revealing the ring. It's like showing yourself. So you've got to, very often you daren't use it because it's going to cause you more trouble than it's worth. Especially when you're travelling close to the enemy territories, you really have to keep it in its sort of special scabbard. And I kind of I dealt with it that way. And then as the series progressed and the challenges became far higher, then it could be used more often because it was obvious who you were by that stage. Everybody knew you'd become famous worldwide, so there was no point hiding. You may as well just take it out and wave it around, and you know, here I am. Come and get some.
So what's the story about the new edition? How do you publish by Mungus Publishing?
The new collector editions?
The new series, revised edition.
Okay. Now the revised edition, I'm mastering it in English, obviously. I'm writing the English version first, but it's being published here in Germany through Mantikore books. What is different about it is that I have had a chance to go back and correct things, like that riddle, for instance. But also add some better information. And personally, here I am 25 years on, so honestly, I'm a better writer than I was 25 years ago. So it's given me an opportunity to polish the original versions and to correct any small errors that were in there, but also to add new material and to clarify and add a little bit more background detail. And add a very good reason for buying it for the older fans as well, because most of them have a bonus adventure. They have another adventure, and it focuses on a key character within the book you're reading. So it was a nice way to expand the series and show how other character classes and from a different perspective, how to show the story from other people's point of view. We will be producing all of the series in a hardback collector's edition, and it's given me the opportunity to actually finish the saga, because the original series ended at book 28, but I had no intention for it to end at book 28. I had outlined to book 32, and here we are sort of 12 years later, and having had 12 years of fans saying, when are you going to complete the series? Finally, I can complete the series, and I'm having great fun finishing off the 4 books, because it ends on such a spectacular ending, which I obviously can't tell you about, but it's spectacular. War of the Worlds, epic style ending, massive Ragnarok, Armageddon, everything. So it's going to be a spectacular finish. And wow, I'm having a ball with it. It's fantastic completing it after all these years. And it's kind of my legacy, it's like, I look at the series, it's like 30 years of my life here, and I finally got the chance to, come in and finish it how I wanted to finish it. So I'm having a great time with it.
When will novel 29 be released?
It's likely to be released in August of this year. It was slightly delayed because, I mean, frankly, we have a bit of a problem. It's like releasing book 29 in the middle of a series. The old fans obviously want to know what happened after book 28, but it seems a bit odd when we're kind of releasing book 13 to suddenly release book 29. So also we have a backlog of a lot of books already edited and ready in production. There's like 4 or 5 releases over the next 4 or 5 months. So but book 29 is complete. It's a case now of where it fits into the release schedule. And I think August, September is about the right time for it to come out. And then the others will follow quite closely after that. So that's the plan. That's the publishing schedule.
There was a role-playing book released by Mungus Publishing at Magnamund. Can you give any advices, game master advices to new game masters to play in this world?
This would be the multiplayer. This is the multiplayer book. Yes, the multiplayer book. Now, as a lot of you would be aware, the Mongoose produced a D20 version, probably about 6 or 7 years ago now. And that's a traditional, quite detailed, quite complex role-playing system aimed at real, hardcore role-playing fans. But we did realise that there was nothing there to bring new people into the hobby. We wanted a simple version, a simple multiplayer, that a group of friends could sit down and play and have basically a cinematic experience, emphasis more on the story rather than going through endless lists and statistics and, finite detail. We kind of wanted to avoid, wanted to get to the exciting part. So after many discussions with with Matt Sprang at Mongoose, the director there, we decided to write one ourselves. And we wanted to maintain the simplicity of the original series and use that as the basis for the rule system for the new multiplayer. It's just been released. It's out. It was out 2 weeks ago in the UK. I brought about 60 copies with me, and they all went in 3 hours. As soon as people knew, we had a flood of people arrive here, and even though they were in English, everybody was buying them. So it kind of proved to me, yes, it's a great idea. It's just what people want. It's a pick up and play. And there are a lot of supplements in the pipeline, which is actually what has delayed the release of 29 a little bit as well, because we had this surge of interest in a simple multiplayer, and we have 4 supplements waiting for that to come out over the next 4 months, one a month. And they will deal with, there's one, Terror of the Dark Lords, so it's quite a scary adventure going into the Dark Lord, into the Dark Lands. Heroes of Magnamund, 15 new character classes. Sommerlund, so focusing on Lone Wolf's home country, and a Magnamund Bestiary. So there'll be stats of all the original creatures for the new simplified version. So a lot of material coming out, and then free adventures as well in the Mongoose Signs and Portals. Yeah, so it'll be a free adventure for the multiplayers every month. Pretty good.
That's a lot of stuff.
Amazing! I can't wait. I know what's coming, and it's fantastic. So I'm sure it's going to be very good.
Where do you see the future of the Lone Wolf IP? Will there be a video game?
Yes, well, it's well documented. A video game's been in production for a while now. There were big financial problems with it about a year ago in the middle of the financial crisis. The backers had big problems hit them. And in the turmoil that ensued, it was based in Singapore, the production development house. The rights to the computer game were bought by a Japanese operation, so it's shifted now, and production's being completed in Japan. But it has delayed, the whole of that situation delayed the production release, which is, a little bit frustrating, but the upside is the fact that it will now be produced for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, so it will be a better game as a result of the delay, hopefully. So that's where we are with the computer game IP.